Hello. Yeah, another filter. I know. It's crazy. I can't help it. Um, this is Darius Lee, and this is my vlog response number 3. And this is for our All My Sons skits. Um, with what happened, let's see. It was definitely harder to learn the lines. um, like I guess maybe if this was, the school year, it would have been like we would have had more time to learn it. But because we only had like less than a week to learn the lines, it was definitely hard because it's not like we have like all day to learn them. So it's like I learned the first page, which wasn't bad, and then once I got to the longer lines, then that's when it got harder, such as like um, sometimes you infuriate me, that like oh, mind you, I played the role of Chris in this play, in this scene. Um, Another difficult thing about it was the fact that it was made in the 40s, I believe. It was definitely interesting because the dialogue was different than what it is in life, in today's society, which I guess in acting you deal with multiple times. But because of that, like the short lines I could say very, say easy, it could come off like naturally. But when I get to the 3 line, like the ones with 3 lines or 4 lines, then it becomes like you have to memorize it because your natural instincts of talking is going to pop out sometimes. Even when I was rehearsing it, that's what always happened. I would always start speaking the line. I would say the line, and then like naturally, I would fill it in with something else that's more common, and it would irritate me because I would always remember that part. Yeah. So, it was good to have a base, a background behind like, well, at first I didn't even know it was a background. I didn't even know we had to read the play. I thought everything was the same. Once I um went to the play, I thought that's what it was talking about. But when I did read the play, everything made more sense. Chris just wants to get married, and he needs his dad's help to get married and stay here because his mother doesn't want to allow it. And it's conflicts in here. Like when the scene first starts out, they're not arguing with each other. It's like a regular. The dad is more panicky, more or less, because the tree. No, stop. Yeah. So like, because like the tree have cracked and everything and had torn down, and like there's all this stuff going on, and Chris is just like, yo, like really, like this just adds on to the struggle of me asking Annie to marry me and getting everybody behind me and my family. And it's like the dad and him have a talk, and it like slowly but surely it turns into like a little type, a little argument or whatever. Yeah, and then it's just one of them things where Chris is just hoping like everything works out. When we actually presented, it was more difficult than presenting the open scene. Open scene, like we had no character, like we made up our character. Now that we had a character, we had to stay within this character, remember our lines, and read our partner, like fully see them, and that was it was difficult because like when I first went, the first time I went, it's like I studied my lines. I thought I knew my lines. I knew them enough to where and then when I got up there, like totally slipped my mind. And when it slipped my mind, like we always talk about, like whenever you miss your line, you know, either the partner like takes over and continues it, or like pretend like nothing happened. But it was hard to pretend like nothing happened because then that would lead to another line, and I would be totally lost. Um, then the second time we went, like I definitely knew my lines. And whenever he would mess up or I would mess up, like we would just keep it moving. Like it would still flow as well as possible, or we tried to keep it flowing as well as possible. Um, and my partner was Chris Brathwaite, and I think he did a good job as well. We was just trying to figure out how to do it, like improvs and all that stuff. And I mean, it took time, but we ended up figuring it out. It was a rough week, to say the least. I had my girl; she helped me learn the lines as well. Like she was, playing Keller, and I was playing Chris. But when I was doing it with her, it was hard not to laugh because she knew I didn't speak this way, so she would laugh and everything. How do I feel? When I went up there, I felt. I'm not gonna say I felt nervous, but I felt a little weird in the sense of, okay, like here we go, but how do I get into character? Like it's a point in time. Like I thought I had to speak in a country accent, and I'm not good at speaking in a country accent. And then so that was rough. And then I was also getting a feel for it when I was doing rehearsing with my girlfriend. And she was like, whenever I would say something, she was like, "Yeah, use that one. Don't use the one you used before, but use that one the way you said that. I like that." Or so like I took criticism from other people outside of class as well, and used it within the scene. Um, and I felt like that helped me as I went to the last scene on Friday. When I walked in, I had no nerves. I knew I was ready. Because I had practiced it and everything. During the week, I didn't have much time. Like I practiced it as much as I could. Um, um, yeah. So